Today we'll figure out what direction GTA 5 story takes if Steve Haines isn't part of it. How would we accomplish this, you may ask? Well, let's say that he would never find out about who Michael really is, and believe it or not, this means that everything stays the same up until the mission with Mr. K, or missions rather. Those missions being by the book and Three's Company, which would never happen. Instead, we'd do the Hood Safari mission and the Merryweather heist a little bit earlier than in the original, but the big change here is that we would never meet Devin Weston, who we met through Steve Haines. This means that the crew would never do the Blitz Play heist or any work for Devin Weston at all, because, well, they would never meet him. Michael would also never meet Solomon Richards. However, the part that would remain unchanged is the whole Martin Madrazo situation, which would then lead into missions like Minor Turbulence and Predator. However, the Polito Score and Monkey Business simply aren't happening because there's no need for that. However, Derailed would still happen, as that was part of the Madrazo arc. Upon getting back to Los Santos, though, the crew would start working on the big one. However, Trevor would find out about Brad, putting a halt to the prep work. Pac-Man would never happen, and the FIB raid would never happen, and also there wouldn't be any need for the wrap-up mission, as there was no FIB raid in the first place. Instead, Michael would just likely get a farewell email from Dave, and that would be it between him and the feds. Michael would still get his family back, and the gang would still have to save Lamar from Stretch. Real quick though, if you're enjoying this what if so far, leave a like on it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also check out my second Kingdom Hearts channel if that's some sort of content that you're interested in. We would also never see the premiere of Meltdown, and Devin Weston would close the movie studio down with no one being there to stop him. Instead, we would go straight to the big one. No changes there at all. However, major changes would be applied to the final mission. So without Devin there to show up to Franklin's door and Steve to ask him to kill Trevor, the group wouldn't get together and take care of all their enemies because they don't think that there would be a need to do that. So this means that Stretch and the Triads would remain out there, which would be a fatal mistake specifically for Trevor and Lamar, who would be killed both in a matter of weeks. Trevor by the Triads and Lamar would be set up by Stretch, but this time there wouldn't be anyone to save him, and the real final mission would then consist of Franklin and Michael getting revenge for Lamar and Trevor. And I know you guys are going to be tweaking in the comments, especially the Trevor fanboys, saying, oh no, yeah, the Triads could never kill Trevor. Dude, there's so many of them, and they don't show any signs of stopping. They'd kill him eventually. But this also wouldn't be the best ending for Michael. I mean, sure, he got his family back and is filthy rich, but he doesn't have any kind of purpose like he would in the original. He would just keep living his life in this reality, and it would be the same way as it was before, although with more money and better family dynamics and whatnot, which is a plus, but he'd still live out his days like he did before. I mean, he'd just sit by the pool, drink, smoke, and whatnot, so there wouldn't be much going on in his life, and he wouldn't have any kind of purpose. This means that the ultimate winners for this reality are Franklin, even though that's debatable because Lamar's dead, Lester, which is no surprise at all, and probably Devin Weston. I gotta say, without Steve there, the story feels really empty. His absence from the storyline took out like 2/3 of the entire game's story, which I wasn't expecting going into this, but it does make sense looking back. And I mean, if it wasn't obvious, I say Devin Weston won because there was no Michael to stop him from tearing down the movie studio, and Solomon is fucked to say the least in this reality. But with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this what if in the comments down below. Leave your what if suggestions in the comments as well. Make sure there's some interesting good ones, and I might do them if I like them enough. Until next video stream, bye bye.